Hey everyone, Eric Olga with Striv Education here, and we want to talk to you real quick about a short lesson in getting your class, whether it's a broadcasting class or a production class, ready to go and on the same page as you move throughout your week. Jeremy Murman is, first of all, the band instructor, and second of all, the media director at Bergan Catholic High School in Fremont, Nebraska. What he does at the beginning of his class, which we had a great chance to pop into, is really kind of set the tone for what the kids are going to expect to do for their daily duties over the next few days. Everything from the viewership in the previous night's game and how that is an actual ROI for the real business who has real customers. They talk about updating the graphics and the plan going forward, what they're going to do with their upcoming and creating their commercials, not just for themselves, but also for, again, real sponsors with real dollars. And then they also talk about player of the game templates, how to create some of that, and how they are planning to share all of those out. Creating roles within the broadcast is a fantastic lesson to learn. Jeremy is trying to get there. Some of you are already there, and that's what's fun about all learning about this kind of as we go. So this is Jeremy Murman and the Bergan Catholic Striv crew and how they get their jobs done.
All right. I did look this morning on Striv. We had about 150 viewers. So not bad for a volleyball game the first night, right? I mean, that's pretty good. So that's easy to go back to our marketing and say, hey, you had 150 impressions at least for the first volleyball game. That's great. So if you're in high technology, you had 150 different sets of eyes looking at that. So that's something that they will use in their marketing department. Mr. Morris said he got pretty bored playing our graphics as we go, right? We have our kill and the sponsors, and you just keep going through that. But that gets boring after a while. So what kind of graphics can we create? We ended up going into like the Claire Molnarek starting lineup thing, and if she had a good play, we'd play that. So how can we take pictures that we made and put kill on that and a logo on that, right? How can we make that more creative or something come up? Or next time we do a video shoot, we get more things where maybe they're actually spiking, and we can put that up there, and that would be our graphics. So what kind of graphics can we create so it's just not the same thing over and over and over again for a 2-hour volleyball game? Okay, 2 things we need to make happen next week, that prayer video and the sportsmanship video. I talked to Mr. Koenig. The Bergan Way is our new sportsmanship initiative. How can we create that into a 30-second thing that goes up there? Then that's easy to also push out on Striv at the same time, because that's one of our downfalls is when we go, hey, here's the PA announcer, and you can only hear it so well. So if we can push our video out on Striv as well when it's playing in the gym, that'll be awesome. We need to do a Deertz commercial. The substitute is fine. He wants us to come. He said that's going to be part of the fun is having us go and create a commercial for them. We also have a few Striv commercials to go finish. One thing I completely forgot about last night was the player of the game. McAllister Orthodontics wants to sponsor the player of the game, so we just need a way to have a template ready, and then we need a bunch of headshots or good shots that we can go, Claire Molnarek's our player of the game. I can create that real quick and push it out. So if we have the 2 pieces together, we pick who it is, put it in, and send it.
You're supposed to make just 6 different ones, and then whoever is the player of the game.
We could, yeah, I mean, that would be easy enough too, because we know it's going to be one of the 6 or 7. Basketball will be the same way. It'll be one of 6 or 7. So that's easy to create. Weekly schedule. I don't know if you paid attention to what was up there. Carly had made one.
Yeah,
I think we'll go ahead and use that. She did not do the at or the versus, which makes it confusing. So I know we are already on that. If it's Bergan at Conestoga for football, that's great. If it's a home, we just do Bergan versus Conestoga. Okay, so just make sure we all have the same lingo for everything and people understand. One thing we talked about actually at the conference this summer, somebody does it, they create labels. So in our media class, I want you each to have a label. So maybe Thomas is our head of technology. We create with some sort of label for him that if we know we have tech problems, or even somebody comes into this class, we go, hey, Thomas is on that. And maybe Allie is the social media, expert or something, right? And we have 2 content creators or just something, but I want to come up with labels because that is also something you'll do in the real world. Like, hey, where do I fit in with this? Am I the director of this? But it also understand where you as a person, lie in this room. What is your main job? And maybe, Owen did a good job last night taking photos. Doesn't mean that Boston can't, or doesn't mean that you guys all cannot. But it's just somebody we can rely on to make sure that happens. So that is something I want us to talk about as a class. graphic plan. We need to make sure each week, and I think that's probably something that can happen Monday, is, all right, we have to look at the calendar. We're going to create a graphic for every single varsity event this week. That's our Monday plan, right? Now, knowing we don't have school Monday or Tuesday next week, we're going to have to do something along those lines. We also talked about creating a final graphic, right? So something we should do this morning quick is create a final from last night's volleyball game, right? Which is easy enough as taking our graphic for the game and just turning it into the final. I did look at our templates. You used our cross-country/golf graphic. So I want to have a football/volleyball graphic template, right? Where it has the two teams separate, because golf and cross-country doesn't work that way. We're not going to put Bergan versus the whole list of cross-country people. So we'll look at those in frameworks here in a second. Dectronic score bug, I wrote that down. That's just making sure I can talk to Hoosier about that. And then the other thing was advertisers for Striv graphics. I'll create a list because all of the gold and platinum sponsors for Striv need to go on our graphics as we go. They'll each get a game, and we'll go from there. So I can do that. What I would like to do is make sure we get a McAllister Orthodontics one created. And I don't know, can you save as a template from your, if you're not an admin, well, we'll look on that here in a second. If somebody wants to go in and create a final score graphic, you guys can keep going through pictures and deleting. We don't need 919 from last night. We need a football one for tonight. I think there's a template in there you can just edit quick, and we'll get that out. And then we need a Lincoln Christian one for Tuesday, because we will not be here until Wednesday, so somebody can work on that. She's going to work on McAllister Orthodontics. Do you want to do Lincoln Christian? Perfect. Lincoln Christian? Perfect. Okay, that's fine for now. Good. All right. Questions? Concerns? Once I get more, we have a few more commercials to add to our Dectronics board, but we don't have any static ads from those people still. So continue to work on that. Cool? All right, do work.